What up? What up? What up? Good morning, boys and ghouls. It's your friend Luis, and I'm back. Some of you may know me because of my band teething. Some of you may know me because of my illustration dark side under the name Luisifer. But most of you know me because of my beautiful dog Bingo. Anyways, we are back today with episode 10. It's been 10 episodes. And there's many more to come. I already have 2 more on the way. Anyways, before we talk a little bit about my guest today, what can I say about 2020 that has not already been said? Not much. Therefore, I'm just gonna say a shameless plug, okay? A shameless plug over here. Luisifer, my illustration alter ego. I just released a zine, a 32-page zine, full of stupid illustrations under the title Forever Immature. If you want to pick that up, it's 8 euros including shipping in Spain, 12 euros including shipping all around the world. You can pick that up with a fucking cool shirt with an upside down smiley face, and it says on your fucking chest, Forever Immature, because aren't we all? Ha 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 ha. So there's my shameless plug. JY, our guest today, which by the way picked up a zine himself. JY, also known as the mastermind behind Microchip Terror, based out of Singapore. For those not familiar, Microchip Terror is an electronic synth fucked up soundtrack that spawns out of the obsession of sci-fi and horror. In this episode, we talk about, like always, sweet and salty food, how we met when Teething was playing in Singapore, his background in music, playing the bass man in death metal bands. We talk everything Microchip Terror, how it was born, his setup, his experience on doing everything on his own instead of having a band. We get into an extensive sci-fi and horror conversation. We talk about being a collector. We talk about our latest pickups. We talk about David Cronenberg. We talk about Deadbeat at Dawn. We talk about Tetsuo. We talk about it all. So please, without further ado, listen to this. And please, if you will, can you rate and subscribe and put the word out? If you enjoy this podcast, seriously, it's been 10 episodes and I haven't gotten a lot of feedback. And by a lot of feedback, I mean like barely any. So I mean, if you like this podcast, like spread the word, you know, tell your friend, tell your dog, tell your mom, tell your mom's mom. Mr. JY, what the hell is up? How you doing?
Hey, doing good. Yeah, just a Friday night, so happy to be here.
I really appreciate you sitting in late for this one, because as you were saying, it's 10:30 over there. And it's 4:30 in the afternoon here, Friday night. I know usually you would either be in bed or watching a good horror flick.
Actually, I'm pretty boring nowadays. I would be watching like YouTube cooking videos with my wife until we fall asleep.
I think that's the way to go. That's because you're in your mid-30s, right?
Early 30s. I'm 32 this year.
Okay, I think that's the time to do it, you know, get a nice plate with your girlfriend / wife, cook. That's what we do a lot here. We're pretty boring too. I mean, boring, it's not boring for me, maybe it's boring for your average Joe, but we do watch a lot of films, so that's and we talk a lot about music too. So JY, I'm gonna get into a brief introduction of you for those of you for those listeners who don't know who you are. JY, also known as his alter ego Microchip Terror, is specializes in electronic synth music, which spawns from the obsession of obscure and dark sci-fi and horror, based in beautiful Singapore. How did you like my introduction?
Wow.
Good? Okay. Am I missing anything else? No. Any other things you dabble in I might not have commented on?
I think that's pretty much my my main music project right now. So that's
Excellent.
great.
Okay, so
Mm.
before we
And
get in,
it ties into what we're gonna be talking about, which is like movies and stuff. So
oh yeah, man.
excellent.
Yeah. So before we get into horror and Microchip Terror, I like to start off all of my conversations with my favorite question in the world, which we already started talking about a bit, which is
Mm.
JY, do you prefer sweet or salty food?
Mm. I think I'm more on the savory side, so salty. But
Ooh,
sometimes I have a sweet tooth, like maybe I would say 60% salty and 40% sweet.
okay. That
Yeah.
that that sounds reasonable to me. I'd go
Mm.
for 70-30. 70 salty, or maybe
So,
hey,
oh yeah.
75% salty, 25% sweet. Sweet's when like I'm
Mm.
being really sneaky and naughty and I'm like, fuck it, I need a pancakes with like whipped cream.
I feel like maybe you can sneak in sour inside this
Oh
in
yeah.
between.
Oh yeah. And
Mm.
and JY, what's your salty dish of choice?
Salty dish of choice. I can only think of my last junk food I ate, which is like Lay's potato chips.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Would you say, but I'm looking for the answer I'm looking for is more
Mm.
something like maybe there's that like one dish your wife cooks
Hmm.
for you that's amazing, or this like one dish you make, or your grandmother used to make a dish, or there's this like one restaurant in Singapore where like I'm looking for that answer. Lay's is not. I'm not satisfied with the Lay's
Mm.
answer.
Okay. Wow. You've been to Singapore and you see how much food there is,
Oh man, yeah,
right?
especially
Yeah.
because last time, because I've been to Singapore twice, but last time we
Mm.
were able with my band with teething, we were able to spend
Right.
like 3 days. So yeah, we ate a lot.
Yeah.
There's a
So
lot of
it's a
awesome like Asian cuisine.
hmm. Yeah.
Because is I think the typical Singapore dish. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it
Hmm.
crab?
Chili crab, yeah, but that's
Chili crab.
something that we eat like because it's really expensive, like chili crab. I
Yeah.
don't eat it. I only have it like probably twice my whole life. But
Okay.
yeah, when you go for it, it's like for a really special occasion,
Okay.
like a wedding anniversary or like your
Okay.
grandmother's birthday. So yeah, chili
Gotcha.
crab is one specialty in Singapore, I guess.
Okay. Do you have a favorite restaurant in Singapore?
Ah,
Or are you
the
not
thing
the
about me,
kind?
yeah, I'm like, if it's good, yeah, okay, sure, yeah. I don't really have like one favorite. Like, there's just too many choices. We're like spoiled for choices here.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, well, on my behalf and Teething's behalf, when we were in Singapore, I think like a year and a half ago, we ate a lot of Indian food because we were yeah, there's
Mm,
a lot of Indian food, and it was
right.
excellent. So
Mm.
JY, how's we've talked a bit about this, but how's COVID treating you? Because I think Singapore is in a bit more of a has been responsible about the whole situation,
Yeah.
and um, all of you are handling it pretty well. So can you tell me a bit about the whole COVID situation in Singapore, or for you personally?
Oh, okay. For me personally, I think I'm really lucky because I still have my job. My wife still has her job, and we still can pay for the house and be in a comfortable place like at home and stuff. While a lot of people have lost their jobs and stuff, and they have families and kids to feed. So yeah, I just feel really lucky to be in where I am and how the country has been handling these stuff. So yeah, really thankful.
And what was really cool is I think both you and your wife saw yourselves in such a good situation that you decided to adopt a kitty cat, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
two kittens. They are a
Mm.
handful, but yeah, they are really cute.
Oh, really? Is this your first time with a pet?
Yeah, this is my first time. I mean, like I used to have like pet goldfish and stuff, but I don't think that counts.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, this is the first time I had a cat. I never thought I would have a cat. I didn't really like cats before. Like
Okay.
I thought they were kind of aloof and kind of snobbish. But when you start to have them, right, they really prove me wrong. Like
Oh, really? So
really,
how long did you take to fall in love with these kittens?
I mean, like, how did it started? I think it started from like random cat videos popping up, and I just went down the rabbit hole. And
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, then so I just we started visiting shelters and stuff, and boom, that's it.
Okay, so
Kind of like
it was a mutual decision. I just for some reason I felt like maybe it was your wife that was like, "Come on, let's get kittens."
I think I'm the one who wanted more than
Oh,
her in the
okay.
first place. But eventually she also kind of fell in love with them. And yeah, here we are. We only have them for like 3 or 4 months so far. It
Okay.
felt like a year already, but because they are such a handful.
But that's good. That's smart that you got two at the same time so they keep
Yeah,
getting healthy.
yeah,
That's smart.
right. I think if we only got one guy, one boy, I think he's gonna thrash the whole place, man.
Yeah.
Because like two kittens, they can kind of like drain each other's energies and kind of fight with each other, play with each other. So I think it's a
Exactly.
good thing that we got two.
Yeah, man. Good thinking. We're actually here at home. We have a dog, which is like
Right, I
another
know,
animal.
bingo.
Exactly, Bingo, which is the coolest. He's the coolest. He's
Mm,
my best friend till the end.
nice.
But we're thinking about possibly getting a cat sometime in the future. It's
Wow, that'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
fun.
So maybe. Anyways,
Yeah.
enough COVID and dog and cat talk. Why don't you I want to talk a bit about how we met and how our
Mm,
friendship bloomed. I know my
wow.
version, but I would like
Mhm.
to share your version if you recall correctly.
Okay. Oh, wow. Do you want to start with your version first?
Oh no, I
Or
want
should I go?
this because we're
Oh,
you start and then
okay.
I'll interject.
Okay. I think it was last year, right? Probably in October. Yeah. I
Correct.
got invited to play a show, which you guys were headlining, and I know the guys, Mimi and Lee, the promoters of the gig. So
Wonderful people.
yeah, amazing guys. Like, so they approached me to play for this show, and I like, wow, I'm playing for what is like grindcore death metal gig, and I'm the only like techno guy there. Whoa, okay. So I mean, like, I love all kinds of music like death metal, punk, grindcore. So I thought, why not just give it a shot, and it'll be fun. Then
Oh wait, let me interject.
wait,
I didn't realize um so was one of the few times you had played like punk metal grindcore show.
mm,
Usually you play
I
like
believe
electronic shows.
actually that was like my second or third show.
Oh really?
My very first show was like a pure electronic one.
Okay.
Then the second one is more like a record store day,
Okay.
and it was like a mixed genre. And after that, the one you guys played is like a pure, like more hardcore death metal gig. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to kind of be like a sore thumb sticking out in the at the show. So yeah, and I saw you guys. You guys were in front and watching my set, which I'm really thankful. Like,
Yeah.
I was kind of nervous. Like, wow, can I pull this off with this like a punk metal crowd? And I'm glad everyone
You
was kind of
100%
grooved
did.
into it.
So much
Thanks,
that
man.
you so much that we were right up there, right in front of you, just enjoying the hell out of it. I remember
Nice.
at the because someone always has to be at the merch, and the merch was at the
Mm,
merch table, and the merch table is outside, so we had to take
right.
turns. But I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, guys, I'm not missing this. I, I was really impressed. I remember me and Antonio just
Mm,
really enjoying it. And out of that whole tour, you were the most impressive band we played with, and we played
wow.
quite a lot of shows on that tour. So So
Wow,
props for
thanks,
that.
man. I
Was a
really
breath
appreciate
of fresh air. And yeah, man, like I totally loved your whole like reanimate vibe
it.
going on, you know?
And
And
I really wish I knew that you were into all that horror stuff. We would be like talking for the entire gig until you guys play at the end.
exactly, we would have been geeking
Yeah,
out, but
right.
here we are today, you know,
Yeah,
geeking out,
yeah.
and we've been
Mm.
geeking out for quite a bit. So that's
Yeah.
how we met, playing a show together
Mm.
in Singapore.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think you were nice enough to like maybe you gave us stickers or we gave you stickers or
Yeah.
we all told you like we all
We
gave you like
we
a
kind of we kind of exchange stickers and stuff,
yeah, we were saying
which is really
stickers,
nice.
and I don't know why the hell I didn't pick up a shirt. I remember being like, oh, I want to pick up a shirt, and I didn't. But yeah, stupid me, I guess. I guess
That's all right.
I think we're all. I'm pretty sure you're like me. You have too many T-shirts, anyway, right?
Yeah,
I think
like
Baz needs pants because like I just wear like a pair of jeans. That's it, you know.
yeah, like we have like probably a pair of jeans and like 100 shirts or something.
Exactly, and they're all
Actually,
like they're all inappropriate, you know.
yeah, I have a like a what do you call it? Like a safe category, like a very nondescript
Oh,
wardrobe for like like family outings and
exactly. Yeah.
wedding. I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
like one
yeah.
or two of those.
Really? You
But the
have,
rest is
dude, that's hilarious. You seriously have like two categories? So it's like easy to go.
not really categories, but like there's this little corner that has like appropriate stuff. But like below is like all the black t-shirts, bands, movies, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I cut down. I sold away so many shirts. I realized like how often do I wear these? Like I pick up
Yeah.
the shirt and like fuck man, I've been the last time I wore this was like 10 years ago. So I don't think I'm gonna wear it again. So okay, I just sell it and buy something else.
Exactly. And I don't know about you, but I don't know why at least myself, I just end up wearing the ones that are more comfortable, more than
Right.
based on the design. Because there's like a lot of like cool designs, but for some reason, maybe the cloth isn't nice or it's too tight or too big or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways,
So
here we
when I
are.
realized when I realized some of these cool shirts, but they are really uncomfortable, I put them in the selling zone.
Yeah, exactly. So, and at what, rewinding and going back to when we met at the show, and then I think we must have like added each other on social media, and we just
right. I think I probably saw you commenting on a live video or something, and I went to check on your profile, and I saw your Instagram, and I saw that you have a class of 1999 VHS, DVD, and every format. And I'm like, fuck, man, this guy. Why didn't I speak to him while he was here?
exactly.
So, yeah,
Dude. So I don't know about you, but there in Singapore, do you have a friend or two or a group of friends where you can like share this passion for horror and movies with?
Okay, this we would have to go back to my death metal days.
Okay.
So I was like, I was in college and I was like 18. So I was in this band called Psychotherapy.
Okay.
Me and this group of friends, we started out playing like the traditional hard rock, heavy metal stuff like Ozzy, Sabbath, and Pantera. And
you played bass, correct?
Yeah, I used to be on bass and backup vocals. So we share like even though we'll be playing like metal stuff but one common thing is we love films, horror films.
Nice.
So that's when we start to share like back then we are like so broke to buy DVDs. Of course, we have to like get it in like illegal ways to watch
right.
Fuji Argento stuff. So yeah, the love of horror and metal kind of evolved, and from a traditional heavy metal hard rock band, we became death metal after that. And that band name, we changed it to Psycho. So that was kind of like a foundation to my kind of like my love for slightly obscure horror stuff, and it's been shared with this band for a
Okay.
while. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome that the
Hmm.
band, I mean, the band blossom out of your shared love for horror films.
Right. Horror films, yes,
That's
correct.
cool because usually with me it's the other way around. Like,
Hmm.
right, well, I'll be at a gig and I'll see someone with, like, maybe if you were at a gig and I saw you with that Lucio Fulci shirt, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck is up, bro? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's never, or
So
I've been in the situation where I've been at I've been at a record store and this one guy was wearing a Braindead shirt, and I'm talking
ooh.
about like Braindead Dead Alive. I'm talking about like maybe like
Hmm.
15 years ago. Because
Wow.
back
Okay.
then, now it's like easier to access like merchandise of like horror films
Hmm.
and stuff like that.
True,
But
true, true.
but
We have like so
before,
many.
oh yeah, there's like infinite amounts of websites, like
Yeah, yeah,
just,
yeah.
or it's just not. Anyways, back then it was
Hmm.
very rare, and I
Yeah.
remember telling someone, like, someone was wearing a Braindead shirt, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, do you like Braindead? I like Braindead. And he just looked at me like, he was weirded out. He just didn't want to be my friend. I was looking to be.
Oh,
So, but I've been in that situation, but for the most part, it's been a good reaction. Like whenever I see someone with like
nice.
a cool shirt, or whether it's a band
Okay.
shirt or a
All
rock band
right.
shirt or whatever.
Hey, on when you mentioned Braindead, right?
Uh-huh.
This is a very important for me because
Okay.
Braindead is the first zombie film I have seen when I was like 7 years old. So
Ooh, you
how it
started like
went.
you started like on
It,
the top, you know?
it's a funny story. I don't know if it's funny or morbid, but
Please share it.
okay. My grandma passed away when I was 7, so the funeral was in Malaysia.
Okay.
So my whole family, we had to go there and attend the funeral and stuff. So like in between, we had family gatherings and all that. So back then, entertainment will be like you'll be playing like movies for your family and kind of like chill and enjoy. And one day, that movie turned out to be Dead Alive.
Oh wow. You were
Yeah,
wait, let me understand. You
yeah,
and your family
yeah,
gathered around and
yeah,
watched Dead Alive Brain Dead.
yeah,
How the
yeah.
hell did this, who was the genius that put it on TV?
I think it was my uncle.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, VHS were like basically everywhere.
Okay.
Like damn, like you just go to like mom and pop store, there will be
Okay.
like VHS all over the place. So yeah, that's how it started. And I was 7 at the time. Can you imagine how freaked out I was? So after that, years later, and the internet age and all came back, and I will keep remembering this movie,
Wait,
Brain
but
Dead, and I
sorry to cut you off,
oh
but
oh no.
that's a fucked up film to watch after the passing of your grandmother. Cause
Exactly.
yeah, cause like, oh my god, the
But it was
yeah.
like a kind of I'm kind of it was kind of cool that my parents were just like, wow, there's so much tomato sauce in the movie at the end of the film. So like it was just like a funs and giggles and all
Oh
that.
great, so they weren't like offended or like,
No.
no,
Yeah, they were just like, yeah, it was a blast,
okay,
honestly.
cool. So they have
Yeah,
a, you have a,
yeah.
your family has a good sense of humor. That's good, man.
Yeah, so yeah, then after we left, we came back to Singapore, and I realized that my dad actually bought a copy of that
Yes.
Dead Alive VHS.
What a cool dad,
And
dude.
from then on, I've been watching that tape so many times, and until it broke.
It
And like
eventually
fuck,
broke.
yeah, it broke. And like when I insert, and I think all the tape, all the film came out, and
Oh.
I'm like, fuck. And back then I wasn't even like a collector or like a horror fan or anything. I just like I was really obsessed with that movie. Like back then when you don't have so many stuff, you just keep watching that same
Oh
title
yeah, for
over and
sure.
over again, right?
For
Which
sure.
is why broke down eventually. So I really regret throwing it away.
Wow.
Like fuck, I would have like had that at least that nice casing and an artwork on my shelf right
Exactly. And
now.
especially just because of the whole like the story behind it, you know? Your dad
Yeah,
bought it. Like
yeah.
I still own some of those VHS I had as a kid with similar stories. So
Yeah.
was this your initiation in horror? Braindead with your uncle?
I feel like that is like that was planted like somewhere in my head at the
Okay.
back. I didn't think much about it until like when I grew up. I started listening to music. I started having friends who like horror movies, blah 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 blah,
Okay. It was just an
and all that.
organic thing. Okay.
Yeah, isn't yeah. So um
Dude,
after
wait, before
that,
sorry.
hmm,
Talking about Braindead, do you
yeah.
have a favorite Peter Jackson film? I'm guessing it's probably Braindead.
Yeah, it is Braindead.
Okay.
But then again, I have not like dug really deep into his stuff. I only saw Braindead and that one. What was
Bad
that?
Taste.
What's the, yeah, Bad Taste
And
and the first Lord of the Rings
have you seen Meet
and
the
oh yeah,
Feebles?
and King Kong. Oh no, I have not seen Meet the Feebles.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, like,
that
cause there's
before
yeah,
is
there's
that before Bad Taste?
there's Bad Taste, 1987, and
Okay.
then Meet the Feebles was a couple of years after, and then Braindead. So that's like the
Mm.
holy trilogy of Peter Jackson. If you like
Oh,
Bad
okay.
Taste and Braindead, you're gonna love Meet the Feebles. It's
Wow.
it's a
Okay.
puppet movie. You know that?
Mm.
It's all
Oh, so
puppets.
everything is like puppets.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
all
Okay, okay.
puppets and like very impressive. Like just in like Peter Jackson's early work, these three films, you can see how talented he is,
Mm.
how much he's able
Yeah.
to do with such a small budget, small,
Yeah,
super entertaining.
exactly.
And
Right.
that's why he is where he is right now. Which
Mm,
something
yeah.
similar happened to Sam Raimi. So
Oh yeah. Evil Dead and
yeah, the Evil Dead trilogy, and then he went on to
mm.
do Spider-Man and stuff. Sorry, I cut you off.
Right,
You were you
Spider-Man,
were
yeah.
you were
Yeah.
saying you were on a roll. You were talking about before I interrupted you, asking you what
Mm.
your favorite Peter Jackson film was. What were you talking about before?
Mm. I kind of lost I kind of lost
Okay,
track of what we were
okay,
saying.
dude. Before, because we're gonna
Mm.
get deep into horror. Okay, so like
Oh
before
yeah,
we
yeah.
continue with the horror, because
Mm.
I feel like we could be here for hours and hours if we talk about.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
I want you to tell me about Microchip Terror. Like,
Mm.
can you? Because your background with music is playing in like death metal bands and metal bands,
Mm.
the bass.
Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
How was Microchip Terror born?
Okay. I there's this term I like to describe myself.
Okay.
I'm a I'm a jaded ex-metal musician
Okay.
that's hiding behind my laptop, trying to masquerade as an electronic musician. So
I
the
like this.
story goes is after Psycho kind of disbanded because of commitments and stuff. I went to play in another band. It's more like a thrash, progressive, kind of like Voivod, atheist, kind of progressive
Very cool.
thrash, I guess.
Right.
And I was playing bass again, and the lineup was I think we at one point in time we had to kick the drummer out and the vocalist left, so it was just me and the guitarist,
Mhm.
and we had to do everything by ourselves just to finish that album that we were all working on. And there were so many delays and stuff. I got really tired of waiting around,
Uh-huh.
and then one day this other friend kind of linked me a track by this guy called Perturbator, and
Yeah.
he's doing like a heavy techno electro synth 80s synth stuff, and I was really inspired by that. So I went on to dig deeper and deeper into this internet scene for this kind of music. And I realized like all these people are just making stuff in their bedrooms. So like, maybe I can do something like that as well. Like before I joined bands and stuff,
Right.
I actually like fucked around with like DAW, like music softwares, and just to make like a one-man comedy grindcore project.
Nice.
So
Sorry,
I kind of have like,
what is DAW?
it's called Digital Audio Workstation. So like Pro
Okay.
Tools and all that
Gotcha.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So people use that to make music mixing and compose stuff and all that. So all my music is done on a DAW, and So
So, sorry,
where was
what's your setup? Is it all DAW?
Yeah, so it's basically my laptop with the software. So and then I connect MIDI controllers and keyboards to mix those sounds. Yeah, so
Awesome.
I'll be playing live on a backing track that I have.
Gotcha.
So I just take out parts that I would play, like a fill here or a lead part here, a melody, whichever I feel that I can play live, I would just try and do it.
That's part of why I loved your live show, because you weren't fucking around. Your hands and your fingers were, I think, were moving at all times. You know, you were playing the music. So,
Can I tell you a secret? I can't play anything other than my songs.
Really?
The whole thing about playing keyboards, right? Because I can't do that, press play and kind of like
Yeah.
get the crowd rolling. I don't have that charisma.
Okay.
So I have to force myself to do something live, and that's when the keyboard came, and I kind of like have to force myself to get my muscle and coordination down. But if you ask me to play like a simple piano song, I can't play it. I can't play for shit.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. In order to avoid being the charismatic DJ, like, come on, yeah, let's do it. You force yourself to learn these parts.
Yeah.
Dude, that's excellent.
So,
that's such a good story, man.
Just so that I wouldn't be like an awkward guy bopping my head.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have to do something on stage. So that's how my setup is right now.
And what can you tell me like live? What exactly do you bring? Tell me. So you bring a
keyboard.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's right here. So this is the keyboard that I have. So and this is a MIDI pad. Okay. So like in my software, right, I would have programs for this button to have certain sounds. So maybe this would be like a drum sound and all that. Like when it reaches to a certain part of the song, I would like press this to get certain noises and stuff. So these two are like the main thing for my live show.
And this is connected to your laptop.
Yeah, my laptop. So it's just a USB device.
Excellent, dude. And so after having spent all of these years trying to work with other band members, how is the experience so far being able to do this on your own time, being your own boss? How is that?
Oh, it's really liberating. Like this is the first time I write my own music, because like back then when we were in bands, I just write the bass lines. I don't compose the full song. But right now I'm in control of every single thing. But it also comes with this sort of a stress. But it's mostly like self-inflicted stress, because like sometimes you have self-doubt and mental blocks and creative blocks and all that, and you have to be dealing it by yourself. Whereas back then when you have a band, you'd be like, fuck, let's just hang out and put the instruments aside. Yeah, so it's very different, but I'm really comfortable with this setup. I think it's because like I've been working with bands for so long, and this is the first time I felt a true sense of fulfillment musically. So yeah,
Wow.
I'm
Oh,
doing
so
this
it's
for.
so you feel it's more rewarding.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can just do whatever the fuck I want. So yeah.
Exactly. And it must be more rewarding because it all comes from your brain, right? Like
Yeah.
it like comes from a white piece of paper, and then
Yeah.
the whole because the aesthetic and the visuals and the theme to Microchip Terror is all very much you. It's your
Yeah.
alter ego. It's Dr. JY, you know? It's I even like dude, live, um you took the time to decorate your synth your synth with like what is it? Like mannequin heads with like
Yeah, like a robot heads.
so sick,
Yeah.
dude. And for the listeners, just you wear the actual like
Mm.
Herbert West, Dr. West
Yeah, I got that coat done during my days with Psycho. So that lab coat has been with me for like 13 years.
oh, so it's recycled. It's recycled.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So like I might be out of the band, but I'm bringing that with me. So yep.
Exactly. And what I like about what you've been doing is I see like maybe I'm mistaken, okay, but like a lot of these artists that make music that's similar to yours, it just ends up being on Spotify or SoundCloud. But you actually take the time to release it properly, whether it's in a VHS case or on vinyl. And so
Right.
why did you decide to do this? Because a lot of people don't go that route. They just decide to put it up
Mm.
online.
I mean, like from the start when I started buying music, I always loved like physical media,
Right.
like CDs, DVDs. I mean, I'm sure you understand.
Oh, of
So
course.
naturally, I have to do this for my own
Yeah.
music. It has to be this way.
It has to, right? Like that's
It has
if
to,
not,
yeah.
it's just like whatever you make and you're proud of, it has to be, you have to be able to hold
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I
You smell the sleeves.
exactly smell the sleeves, dude, because that's with like anything, like not only music, which like if I were a photographer, I wouldn't be satisfied just seeing it on my computer or posting it. I need
Right.
to like uh print that out and hang it up somewhere, because if not, or release a book or something. Like
Yeah.
for example, with my drawings, like people are always like my illustration stuff, they're always like, well, why don't you do it on the computer? It's much easier, much more practical. Yeah, but I want to hold it when I'm done, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we come
Yeah.
from that because yeah, I'm from the mid 80s. You're late 80s.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I
I'm
think
80, 88, yeah.
okay, there you go. So yeah, I think we just have that ingrained in our
Yeah, we grew up in an era of video rental stores and CD shops and eventually
exactly
DVD shops. So yeah, it's really ingrained in us.
exactly.
People that are probably born in 2000 wouldn't really understand. They might understand, but it's
Yeah,
from a different angle. It would be more like a novelty angle.
yeah.
Like like vinyl is having a resurgence like
Mm-hmm.
in recent years.
Yeah.
It's more like a novelty to them maybe,
Oh yeah.
but for us it's like it's always been this way.
Which props to the younger generation that's into this, because it's like for us it was just like part of society, right? Like if you wanted to watch a movie, you had to get out of home and go pick it up.
Right.
But props to the younger generation that actually take the extra effort
Yeah,
instead of
man.
just Netflixing or
Correct. Yeah.
whatever.
I try to like go through that Netflix route.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's good stuff, but I don't feel that same satisfaction. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
not at all, dude. It's like
Like
it's like junk food, right?
yeah. There's so many like titles. I just end up like scrolling and scrolling and not really like watching a movie. I end up like turning off my TV and doing something else. It's not good.
Exactly. There's the like I feel like, for example, doing these podcasts is new to me, so I always end the chats asking people if they've seen any cool horror movies lately, even if they're not into horror, just because I want to know. And a lot of people tell me, "Oh, you know what? I got stuck in the whole Netflix thing." Like it seems very like they tell me in a way that sounds very like empty and soulless. Like, oh,
yeah,
it's like fast food. It's like, oh, what did you
right.
cook? Oh no, I just went to McDonald's. You know, you're not getting any like satisfaction. It's like
correct.
And sometimes, because here at home we do have Netflix and a couple of like Amazon Prime and stuff. You know me. I know you. Like we buy a lot of movies physically, but sometimes like my girlfriend will be like, "Let's check what's on Netflix," and like I find myself scrolling for 20 minutes, and I start getting pissed off. I'm like, "Fuck this! Like let's go. There's a great movie collection upstairs. Let's just watch whatever." I'm not saying like, of course, there's good stuff on all these platforms, but it's just,
for sure, yeah.
It's
something different. Yeah, it's very foreign to me. Like I've been watching movies this certain way for so many years, and then this new convenient fast food way comes along. I mean, it's nice. Junk food is nice, but like I don't know, something is missing. I can't exactly explain, but you know, and I know lah.
It's like junk food can be nice, but maybe the next day you feel like shit, you know?
yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I can't believe I watched that horrible romantic comedy, you know? Which I'm all about romantic comedies, but there's really fuck, I wanted to ask you. Oh yeah, what in Singapore is there are there any places to pick up physical? I know there's a couple of cool record stores, but what about for movies? Is there anywhere?
Wow, movies are like no, man, like
not at all.
Okay, how? Let me think. Yeah, no.
No.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe there's like one or two that's still like surviving, but they only have like mainstream stuff. You can't expect to go in and pick up Cannibal Holocaust or something. So all the stuff that I buy, it's all eBay, Amazon throughout the years.
Gotcha.
So I can never pick up like a more underground title in Singapore. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I can find like Friday the 13th, you know, the more common titles. But yeah.
Right. So, well, you know what? Here in Spain, something really weird is happening, and I have
what's that?
Which is like, there are DVD/Blu-ray stores opening up, but they're all bootleg.
Oh wow!
But they don't look like bootlegs. But since I'm a nerd, I'll look into it. I'm like, wait, this is a bootleg. Like this is all bootlegs. I don't know how the authorities have not like gotten involved in these places, or they just don't care. I don't know, but like it's interesting. And I have a couple of friends that are collectors, but they buy these bootlegs.
Did you pick it up and see what's on these bootlegs?
Yeah, first of all, like I kind of guess why they're doing it is because like because they wanted, a lot of my friends don't watch which I don't understand, but they watch the movies dubbed. They want to watch it in Spanish language.
Oh, okay,
so that's but the transfer is horrible. There's no extras, like very poor quality overall. And
how's the pricing like? Does it cost like
very cheap? It's like super cheap.
Okay. Oh, that's like, not so
bad. That's I guess that's the reason, just because you can get a lot for a very small amount. And so dude, and so you mostly pick up movies through Amazon or eBay?
Yeah, like ever since I got my debit card when I was in college, I've been like it's a problem throughout the years that I've been trying to cut down and
Oh, you're
okay,
trying to cut down? You're actually trying to cut down?
like actually I wouldn't really call myself a collector. My collection isn't huge. I just have like movies that I really like and a few essentials here and there. And I've actually went through because back then before Blu-ray came out, it's all the stuff I have were on DVD, right? I had to kind of like upgrade all the titles to Blu-ray, and that kind of like blew a lot of money away. And I
Okay.
kind of got burnt out with this whole collecting thing, and it came to a point whereby I just buy stuff that I buy titles that I really love. Like, would I watch this 3 times, 4 times? If yes, I'll buy it. So that
Gotcha.
has been the rule for me right now.
So okay, so it's gotcha. Right. So yeah, I definitely can relate. I can definitely relate. Is there so you keep on from what you're saying, you keep on so maybe you have Tetsuo on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray?
Oh no, not on VHS. I got the Blu-ray, the first one, and then the box set came out, and then I got that. So I just doubled it. I didn't do like a triple or quadruple dip for that.
Okay.
Yeah, because like thankfully I held on to the because when I wanted to buy Tetsuo, there was only the DVD version, and that was like 10 years ago. And thankfully, I kind of like put that on hold and wait till the Blu-ray is out, like 10 years later, and I got the first Blu-ray.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Um Awesome. We're gonna continue talking about horror later because I think we have
Sure.
a lot to talk about. I want to talk about Microchip's relationship with teething, because
Sure.
which is really cool. Not a lot of people know, if anyone, that we've been working together. Do you wanna talk about that? Do you wanna like share how I approached you with an idea?
Yeah.
Tell me a bit your
Like,
involvement and what happened.
I think you talked about having some probably some electronic sounds or beats to be used for like parts of your new album, right?
Correct.
And I was like, yeah, I was very interested because it's something new for me, like collaborating with a non-electronic act. And I love you guys, the music. I love grindcore and all the heavy stuff. So yeah, let's just try and make something and see how this goes. So
Excellent.
usually this kind of collaborations they don't really fall through. Like
Oh,
I had been approached before for something similar, but the guy just didn't get back to me, and yeah, nothing happened. But
that's right.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad we talked and communicated, and everything went so well.
Oh yeah, I try to be very when I approach some because time is important to all of us. Like when I approach
Mm,
someone with something like this, it's because I'm serious about it. So it's
right.
already
Yeah.
been I roughed the edges a lot of what you did.
Mm,
Like I made it
okay.
sound like much dirtier, you know?
Ah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
not without any programming, but I did like I made it go through a lot of like filters for it to sound more
Mm,
disgusting, you know? So
right.
I
Right.
think
Right.
the
Yeah.
result
Yeah.
is really cool. I can't wait for you to check it out. And
Nice.
of
Yeah. I'm really
course,
excited.
yeah. And of course, like always, we'll be pressing all of this stuff on. You'll get a copy of everything, whether it's vinyl, CD, tape, whatever.
Yeah.
Name it. Yeah, man,
Awesome.
for sure.
Nice. Nice. Is it done? Like all your guitars, bass, and vocals all done, or?
Yes, actually, it's all done. It's even been mixed.
Okay.
We just need to get it mastered, but we need to go one more day to the studio, which is on Monday,
Okay.
because I need a. It's gonna be a day that we dedicate to samplers, which is all of this stuff, but all of your stuff
Mm,
has already been integrated into the music. But
nice.
another, because I'm the one that I'm in charge of the samplers, like whether it's talking to you or
Okay.
whatever it is. and we need to go there and sit down with the engineer to place all of these samplers. And we got some collaborations from Matt from Exhumed.
I saw that. How did that happen? I wanna know about that.
Yeah. So are you an Exhumed fan? I'm guessing you are.
I like Exhume, but my favorite project by Matt is Decapitator.
Oh, okay.
The really old school thrash project he had. I think that's just like a 2-album band. It's like, for him to have fun and do like old thrash sound. Yeah, I really like that.
When did he do that? When did he do Decapitator?
Let me look for the CD.
Because he's had a lot of projects, and I'm not sure if I've listened to. It wasn't like because I heard this other side project he had that was like very hard rock band.
Oh really? Wow, that guy is busy, man.
Oh yeah.
Decapitator. Let me see. This is in '96.
Oh, gotcha. So it's like back in the '90s. Okay, so
yeah. So yep. But the album that I really liked was the 2007 one, Storm Before the Calm.
Nice. I'll definitely check this out.
Yeah.
So my relationship and Teething's relationship with Exhumed and Matt and all that goes back to like when the band first started, because we played a couple of shows with them in Spain. And we just hit it off. Like they liked our band, we liked Exhumed, of course, and then we just kept in contact throughout the years. And organically, it just came up. I was like, Matt, you want to be on the album? He's like, yes, I do. So we sent him a track, and it's cool because it's a bit. The song we sent him is a bit. It's very horror oriented. It talks about going to the movie theaters and to watch a very cool horror movie on a Sunday and having that one asshole that won't shut up. You eventually stalk him and to the bathroom and you kill him. So that's where Matt got involved, and he was like, fuck yeah, I'll do this.
Wow, nice. I really like the latest album cover art. Have you seen that one?
The album?
I think it's called Horror, right?
Horror.
Latest Exhume. Yeah.
Dude, it's so sick.
Yeah.
Did you see that special packaging they did for the album? Like I
think I saw it somewhere.
Dude, you're gonna flip out. They did it when the album was released on pre-order. There was like special bundle that was 100 that was in a box that looked like a VHS.
I saw the VHS.
Yeah, it looks like a VHS player, and so on. They're very cool. Yeah. Very inspiring.
Like Matt, I mean, like Matt definitely knows like his horror stuff. I saw like an old Exhume show. It's like a handheld footage on YouTube. Like when I was in college, and that intro music before they stepped in, they were playing that Cannibal Ferox theme. Like fuck, wow, that was so cool, man. Okay. It was like one of the coolest intros ever. So like as soon as that haunting theme ends, they start blasting and doing all the Exhume fast stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool, especially because you can tell those guys, Matt, they're into, as you said, like Cannibal Ferox. It's like it's a bit deeper. He doesn't stay on the like evil. Nothing wrong. Evil Dead is awesome. He goes a bit deeper underground, right?
Correct. Yeah. Hey, so, do you listen to Necrophagia?
Yes.
I think Necrophagia is like one of the reasons why I dug so deep into all these titles. Yeah, because like the frontman Killjoy, he was very active on like Facebook back then, 10 years ago. So he would be like posting stuff, and I'll be like kind of commenting and checking out all his like collection. So I went to his profile and just like look at every single title there is on his Facebook profile. So that's when I found out movies like Cannibal Ferox and the Coffin Joe movies and all these like weird obscure stuff. So yeah, I have to give props to Necrophagia.
Hell yeah. Like Necrophagia is a band like I've always respected a lot. I have an album or two.
Mm-hmm.
I even picked up a t-shirt at some point, kind of like a poser, because it was so cool, the t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't, and but I'm very aware of all of this. Like you can tell, like they know their horror, as you said. Like Killjoy
Yeah.
had just posting all this stuff on Facebook. But what struck me a lot is like, I'm sure you've seen this, like all of those music videos they made back in the day,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which were directed by Jim Van Beaver, that did Deadbeat
I
at
knew
Dawn.
I knew we will get to Deadbeat at Dawn at this point.
Yes. So dude,
Hell
respect,
yeah.
mad respect to, you can
Yeah.
tell like Killjoy was like, I love Deadbeat at Dawn. I love the
Yeah.
family. I want that guy to do my music videos. And
Correct.
those
Yeah.
music videos are fucking
Yeah, they were
excellent.
all the stop motion and all that. Yeah, really gritty grindhouse
Yeah.
quality. Yeah,
And Phil
amazing.
Anselmo was in Necrophagia for a bit, wasn't he?
Yep, he was, but he had to keep his identity kind of on
Uh,
the downside. He cannot use his name. He
right.
had to be called I think Anton Crowley or some shit like
Oh, okay, yeah.
that. So
'Cause-
like on all the band photos, right? He has to cover his hair to cover his face. So
oh
just to
shit,
hide
that's
his identity.
yeah. And I
Yeah,
think,
but yeah, go ahead.
sorry, I think also because yeah, Necrophagia had a lot of lineups, but when Phil
Mm.
Anselmo was in Necrophagia, I believe his girlfriend at the time also was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Opal, yeah.
Yes.
So I think, according to all the Killjoys interviews, right, he mentioned that Anselmo was the one that was responsible for resurrecting Necrophagia.
Oh, nice.
So they actually broke up like after 89 or 90. So I think Phil probably approached him in late 90s or so to kind of reform the band, and that's when they recorded this very Fulci worship album. Yeah, and
Exactly. Yeah, and they
that's
did
how it goes.
that Cannibal Holocaust cover.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Dude, how cool. Yeah, now that we're geeking out, how cool is Phil Anselmo and his like knowledge for like obscure
Yeah.
horror and like
Right. Yeah.
even death metal and grindcore and extreme
Mm.
music. Like
Right. He
I
even
wasn't
has his
aware.
festival, right?
Oh yeah, but I wasn't aware he resurrected
Mm.
Necrophagia, but that
Yeah.
goes to show how involved he is with the whole scene. And yeah, he had his own festival, the House
The
Core.
house call. Yeah, the house call.
Did
House
you
call something. I can't
I
remember.
think House Core Horror Film Festival, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And they had like a lot of cool bands playing like Repulsion and
Oh yeah.
a couple of other like death metal
But
acts.
not only that, but a lot of because it was like half music festival, half movie festival.
Correct,
So
correct, yeah.
he had a lot of directors and actors. I'm
Mm,
pretty sure Jim Van Beaver at some point was there.
yeah.
Yeah, all of these like obscure artists. Um,
Your Vodka, right? Necromantic, he was
oh,
there.
there you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Your
So
book.
I saw this it was in this interview, I think they were interviewing York Walker, right?
Mhm.
At the festival.
Yeah.
And Scott Carlson from Repulsion kind of just came in and like
Oh,
kind of
really?
fanboying. It was really cute, I swear. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
It was so funny that he was like all fanboying. So, I love Necromantic, and he was like really all praises for him.
That's so cool. Dude, you know what
It
I
was so
do
cute.
whenever like because I'm in charge of the teething mail order. The like
Mhm.
whenever people order or vinyl or t-shirts or whatever. Um whatever country I'll always write a note with whatever package I send out. You know, like a handwritten note and I'll draw a drawing.
Hmm.
So depending, like if I get a package from Germany, I will always reference in my note like York Boat Grade. So whatever country I'm sending a package to, there's a good chance I'll mention something movie related.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's just why I remember York Book Right. Are you a fan of
Yeah.
York Book Right?
Yeah, I like obviously the two necromantic films,
Hmm.
and I really like that the Death King. Have you seen
Oh
that?
yeah, they're
Oh my,
King. Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
the Death King. Yeah,
yeah.
actually, like on my first viewing, right, I was like, what the fuck is this? I didn't understand what's going on and all that stuff, but something kind of compelled me to check it out again.
It's a
And
it's a really really unique film. They're
yeah, yeah,
King, man. I love I love when like directors just step out of the box. Cause Jorg, what he did, he was like, I'm gonna make 7 mini films in one
yeah,
film.
yeah, all about suicide and
All
death,
about
and
suicide for one day of the week.
yeah,
It's so inspirational. It makes me
mm,
wanna like make my own movie because like
right,
I feel like that's more realistic. If I were to make my first
mm,
film, like doing something like that, just filming 7
yeah,
suicides in a beautiful and scenic way. And
yeah,
I might, you know, through time, because I've out of all of his films, which is
mm-hmm.
the both necromantic ones, Der Todesking and Schramm.
Shram, yeah.
I think Der Todesking to this day is probably my favorite of all of his.
I think the soundtrack plays a huge part
Oh
of
yeah,
why I like the movie so much. It's so depressive and
Oof,
haunting, and I cannot stop listening to it over and over again. Like wow, when you're
exactly.
in a very like dark mood, right?
Yeah.
That that thing can kind of pull you down into that black hole.
Oh yeah,
And
you got to be careful.
yeah,
Don't listen to it too much. It's
yeah.
because it's like, if I recall correctly, the score is like violins, but they seem like
mm,
they're kind of out of tune.
yes,
Yeah,
very dissonant sounding.
exactly.
Theme. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
and it works perfectly well. Very cool.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah. I mean, wow. This is the first time I've spoken to someone about the Tortoise King because I don't think any of my friends saw it, and I couldn't really express my excitement to them about the movie. So thank you.
Oh, of course, of course. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
You know what's really interesting? I've Derto des King is a movie that I think like, for example, I think in order to like necromantic, you have to be like deep into horror. But I think someone
Mm.
that's into like more of your average cinephile can get into their Todes King.
Would you call that an art house film? I'm really bad in all these terms, but is it
I
like an
think
art
so.
house film?
I think it has like all of Jorg's movies have that like artsy touch to it, don't you think?
Right, right. Even like necromantic, like I wouldn't even call it scary. It's
Right.
actually a kind of a sad
Oh yeah.
movie in a way,
It
like
is.
this guy is like dealing with all his frustrations of being a necrophile. Yeah, yeah, it's kind
It,
of interesting.
oh, for sure. All of his,
Mm.
I think they all follow a similar theme. Which they're all
Mm.
very depressive, very poetic, very
Mm.
artsy,
Correct.
a lot of drama. But in an interview with Jorg Buttgereit talking about Necromantic 2, he
Mm-hmm.
said that he really likes Necromantic 2 because if you take away 2 or 3 scenes, it's just a romantic movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And Monica M is like a really attractive woman, so that was a great choice.
Because is she in both films? If I
Oh no,
recall,
she is in the second one. The
she's in the
first one
second
was
one.
a
Okay,
different lady. Yeah.
okay, okay.
Mm.
Did you talking about all of these films? Did you pick up the Arrow
Cult
video
Epics.
releases?
I got
Oh,
the Cult Epics one for Necromantic. Yeah.
oh, I wasn't aware of the Cult Epics one.
Yeah. Let me look for it. Somewhere here. Oh yeah, so this one?
Ah, excellent, excellent. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
a North America release?
What's this?
I think so.
US.
U.S.
Yeah, in the US, yeah.
Okay, because I don't know if you're aware, but Arrow Video just released now
Mm.
a box set entitled Love and Death with all of his films.
Oh, all his short films, right? I
Yeah,
think. I have not
everything.
seen like any. Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like every single film he put out.
Exactly. Yeah, whether it's the short ones or
Nice.
the. So you might wanna pick that
Wow.
up. I think we're both leaving this conversation wanting to pick something up, because this happens to me a lot. If I nerd out like horror wise a lot with someone, like after this I'll like
Check
let's
the
see what's
online.
online, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that, but I'll be like in my other window, like how much money do I have this month?
Exactly. Oh, dude, I wanted to ask you about that.
Mm.
The older I get, the more responsible I am with this whole
Mm.
situation. So I have a budget every month. I set aside like 150 euros. I don't know how much that is.
Mm. Okay.
But anyways, 150 euros for my music and movie fix. So whether it's like picking up some records I don't feel bad with myself, you know. I know like what my budget is that month. Do you have
Right,
do you
yeah.
have something similar going on?
I had something similar, but that was many years ago before I got married and got a house. So
Exactly.
the
Okay.
the amount that you mentioned was probably similar to my budget. So yep, that would
Okay.
be about 10 years ago.
Okay. You can't afford to do that anymore, huh?
I can, but sometimes like because of like situations like COVID and stuff, it makes
Right.
me think twice to buy stuff these days.
Right.
So I would just go to the website, admire the artwork for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, close, close.
Okay. Have you
Yeah,
ever
but
been in the situation where you're like fucking around, looking at websites, and then you're like, fuck it, no, I'm not gonna buy anything. You go to
yeah.
bed, and then you stay in bed for a bit, and then you're like, okay,
And then you
let me
take
go
out
back to the
this
computer.
thing.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
you-
Then you take out your phone. Have you done that? And then you do the purchase from bed?
I think I have,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I've
Um
talked to friends where they've been like they might not have gasoline for the next day, but they're like, fuck it, I'll figure it out tomorrow, you know? Like, I need this.
Hey, that reminds me of something in the Adjust Your Tracking, the documentary.
Oh,
So
okay.
this guy was like saying he doesn't even have proper shoes, but he has like tons of VHS. That really
Exactly.
cracked me up, man. Like fuck.
Exactly. Dude, did you listen to my podcast with Horror Boobs?
Yeah, I
With
did.
Matt
That
from
was
Horror Boobs?
that's the one that I finished today. So it
Excellent.
was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was heavily involved in the making of gesture tracking.
Right. I was like surprised because I watched the documentary and here you are talking to him, so it was nice.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's just really cool seeing everything he's done. You know, it's kind of like at the end of the podcast we do it. Like I kind of went more for the music route, but he went more for just like being
Mm,
involved with all of these cool filmmakers in New York, doing all of these
yeah.
cool screenings. As you said, isn't it so interesting? All of the stories he had. We had
Yeah,
to
it
we
is.
had
It
to
is.
cut some of those out because some of them I had to cut out because there's just stuff I couldn't put online about certain people.
Okay. Hey,
But
his band is really awesome, and his Eat Led. I
oh, okay,
really
yeah.
dig. I really dig that sound. That's the thrash that I like. The kind of
Oh,
dirty, kind of loose, old school thrash,
nice.
punk
Yes,
thrash crossover. Yeah, I really like it.
excellent. Okay, I wasn't aware that you were
Mm.
that much into that kind of thrash. Yeah, because as he
That
said,
was yeah.
it's not really the party vibe, even though there is kind of a party
Mm,
vibe, but it's more like
right.
vibrant. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like if you play that to me, right, I would assume that this is an obscure band from '89.
Oh,
That kind
really?
of vibes. Yeah, it's a very dirty old school thrash sound. It could easily be an obscure thrash band from the '80s, in
For
my
sure.
opinion.
For
Yeah.
sure. And you should check out his older bands too. Shit, he Vermifuge.
Okay.
Vermifuge. I'll send the link over later. I think
Sure,
you'll
sure.
you'll dig that too. That he'll
Nice.
be happy to hear we're talking about him. That
Mm.
his 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 um his brain has gotten all the way to Singapore.
Yep.
Um, so let me see what else we have here. Okay, so um something I like about because we're always like sending messages to each other like, dude, see any cool movies lately? Yes, no, blah blah blah, whatever. But something I do appreciate about what you do is you invest in. I know you don't consider yourself a collector, but I do. I mean, a collector doesn't have to mean you have like an exaggerated amount of things, but you invest in, like, for example, these cult epics releases you got. Like you can tell you did your research, right? To like buy the best edition. So that's something I like a lot about you. You dig. For me, it's very important to see who's releasing what and which is the best release. Just transfer, the overall quality, the overall like all of the extra goodies, like what's new. So what are those distribution companies? Because I know you're a big fan of Arrow Video.
Actually, I wouldn't say that I have like a favorite or anything. It's really like based on the title. So usually when I feel like I need to own a copy, right, I would just go online and see what's available, what's affordable. And then some of the titles happen to be Arrow or Anchor Bay or Cult Epics.
Okay, that's super interesting to me. So, which makes sense. First, you sought the movie out, and then coincidence, it's on Arrow, or Cult Epics or Anchor Bay or whatever. Because I've developed this relationship with some companies where it's like Arrow Video. I'm well aware of everything they're putting out, and if they like, I trust certain distribution companies with their taste. So I'm like, Arrow put this out. The cover is awesome. I need to pick this up and watch it. And I didn't know you. So your relationship is a bit different.
Yeah, I'm really more like a title based guy rather than like label based. Yeah, but I think it stems from like I used to buy like DVDs on eBay. Like I wouldn't know like if this is good or bad. And then you stumble upon a title and the quality is like it's really crappy.
Yeah.
And then you end up like regretting buying that. So I guess that forms a habit of like reading out what's the best format for this certain title.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when do you have like a good distributor in, like, when you buy these movies, do you have to get it shipped from the US or Europe, or are there good is there good distribution in Singapore?
Oh no, man! It's all Amazon or eBay. There's no one bringing in movies, especially like vinyl. Sure, there's a lot of vinyl shops and carrying good titles from like Waxwork and all that stuff.
Excellent.
But movies is zero, so it's all Amazon.
So every time you've picked up a title, you've had to pay like quite a sum for shipping. You had to, like, shipping is
Okay. It's not so bad on Amazon. I think it's quite reasonable.
Okay. Because I lived in the US for some years, and I used to use eBay a lot there, but ever since I've been in Spain, I don't really use eBay. So is shipping good?
Shipping is heavy, right? For US to Spain.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I really I have to. It's usually a special occasion where I pick stuff up from the US, but usually I'll focus on Europe.
In recent years, the shipping in US is very expensive.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Amazon kept the shipping price at a very like decent rate, so I don't mind.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, so we're getting towards the end. Okay, I have a special. I was thinking, I was like, fuck, what can I do? Because I wanted to talk sci-fi horror movies with you, but I wanted to like, I wanted to not a game, but like I was like, fuck, what can I do? So next to my TV, I always have like a stack of the latest like Blu-rays I picked up. So what do you think if I show them to you,
Mm.
you tell me, and we talk about these films. I'm
Sure.
pretty sure you're aware of.
Let's see. I might not, but let's take a
No,
look.
no, you definitely will. You definitely will. So, for example, this was an excellent, beautiful gift from Sada, my girlfriend, for my
Mm.
birthday, this is the second site.
Oh,
This is the second site's deluxe
nice,
packaging for the 1978's Dawn of the Dead, which is
nice.
were you aware of this new release?
I am aware. Hey, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let me take out mine and we can take a picture together.
Really awesome,
let
dude.
me let me look for it. Okay, this is the one that I have. It's a baby version of yours.
Ah,
The-
gotcha.
this is the probably the previous one, the ultimate edition.
This is the DVD. I also have this one.
Yeah, this is the one that you have is the Blu-ray, right?
Let's take a picture. Get your Dawn of the Dead out. Let's take a picture. All right, there we go. Wait.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's a great edition, but that came out I think like 10 years ago. This has
It's an old one.
yeah, but I mean it has like it's just we've gotten to a point where it's ridiculous. Like they're just they're just making more and more because this has a bunch of new featurettes. Which I watched the new one. There's like 4 or 5 featurettes. One of them revolves around the people that played the zombies.
Okay.
So like people that have not really been interviewed on camera, just talking about their experience going to the mall. It was fun. Right. You know, they got paid $1 each. If you wanted to
Seriously?
be a zombie, you
I think I read that somewhere. Yeah.
Isn't that insane? And just about it's excellent. Oh, here's some trivia that not a lot of people know about myself. Do you know the documentary, Document of the Dead?
I heard about that.
Okay, so Document of the Dead.
It yet.
So Document of the Dead is the making of Dawn of the Dead, but it's this was when making ofs weren't really a thing. So this filmmaker called Roy Frumkus, who also did Street Trash.
Terrorvision. Oh, Street Trash, yeah.
Street Trash, there you go.
Street Trash.
He invested and made this documentary, which I don't know if it's in your release. I don't think it is. No, I think it has its own release, but it is in this one that I just showed you. And so many years later, he upgraded Document of the Dead and titled it Definitive Document of the Dead. And I was involved in the editing of that. I worked with Roy Frumkus on it when I was living in New York. So that was an excellent experience.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah, one of the coolest things. You can imagine all of the stories this guy has.
Yeah, wow. Okay. Also, you were in New York, was it 10 years ago? You were staying there?
Approximately 10 years ago, yeah.
I knew about that with your chat with Matt. So yeah, that was nice that you.
Exactly.
That's why you have that subway rat and the L train stuff going on.
Exactly.
So I see.
Yeah. That on the subway rat at the beginning, it says next stop Montrose Avenue. That's where I live. That's where I lived all of those years. So I have a sweet spot for Montrose Avenue and O Train and all of that.
Nice.
So do you approve of the Dawn of the Dead purchase?
Hell yeah. Hey, I have a question for you. You know that Dawn of the Dead has so many cuts, right? Which is your favorite?
This is interesting because there's 3 cuts, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
Can you name them? There's
the theatrical, the Argento, and the extended the extended cut.
Exactly. It's gotten to I just watched the Argento cut for the first time when I picked this up. I had seen the other cuts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which one I like them. I think the longest one is the extended one, correct?
Yeah, right.
I think I like the extended one because the Argento cut was barely. It was barely 2 hours. It was very well paced. Like it's like
Right, yeah.
it's very well paced. But I think I like the extended cut, which ironically is not the director's cut. Like
Yeah, right.
I just like it because I like the characters so much. I like the movie has more of like a slow burn feel to it. But since
Yeah.
I'm so in love with this movie and the characters and everything, I feel like I wish the movie was even longer, you know? But
Yeah, you know, like for me, right, I think the best would be combining the soundtrack for Argento and putting it on the extended cut because I love the soundtrack so much for the
right.
the
Yeah.
Goblin soundtrack. That's so good. Like, oh,
Yeah, that's like one of the ultimate like soundtrack scores ever for sure.
right. Yeah,
But
I was disappointed that they left out that you know the helicopter blade scene where they cut the head.
oh, that's not in the Argento cut?
I don't think that's in the Argento
You're
cut, if I'm
right,
not
because we were
mistaken.
watching it
Yeah.
the other day, and I think we missed out. And the end, yeah. So that's a really good answer. Just getting the score to the Argento cut and putting it.
Yeah, the extended one. Yeah.
So, but wait a minute. Because the extended cut, it does use a lot of the Goblin soundtrack, just not as much. Correct?
Did it? I cannot remember. I thought it was mostly like stock music from like music libraries and stuff. If I'm not mistaken.
Might be mistaken. I might be mistaken. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that. I'm embarrassed to not know that actually.
No, it's okay, man. There's so many movies we have to remember.
Yeah, but for me, this is my favorite zombie film ever. What about you?
Wow. This is my favorite Romero for sure.
Okay.
My favorite zombie has to be Braindead / Dead Alive because of the story I told you. Yeah.
Yeah, you have.
But yeah, I mean, like Dawn of the Dead is like I like malls. I'm a mall rat. So like in Singapore, right? There's tons of malls. Like what people do here is like go to malls and window shop and stuff. So for me, like having this movie is like I'm kind of picturing myself like being in that movie and like doing shit like what they do in the movie. So it's like kind of exciting for me. I wouldn't even say that it's like kind of a scary horror movie. It's just really fun. And the character building and everything is excellent.
Exactly. I think that's key, the character building. You want to be in the mall with them. You know? You want to shop around with them. It's just such a cool premise, you know. That's dude. You know the mall Monroeville, which is in Pennsylvania. Is that where George Romero was from?
Yeah, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
There you go, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Yeah.
If you go to the mall, they have like an actual like, it's not a statue. It's like a bust of George Romero, like just a tribute to him.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
and there's like pictures of Dawn of the Dead on the wall and stuff. So that's really
so cool.
Yeah.
Have you been to that mall?
Oh no, but that's definitely something on my to-do list. Just I feel like that's I don't know that I just want to go to the US again. I'm so in love with road tripping in the US. That's definitely one of the next spots I want to hit.
Yeah, man. That would be really cool. Like a really iconic place for like horror nerds like us.
Exactly. Have you been to the US?
I've been there once. I went to California. So I played my first show there. So because like the music that I do, right? Most of the people I met were from online and some of them are from the US. So I went there with my wife. She went there for like a work training thing.
That's right.
So
you told me.
So I took the opportunity to get in touch with my friends there and play a show. That was my first show.
That's so cool, man. And how was the show?
It was really fun. Like that was my very first show doing this electronic thing, and surprisingly it went well. I didn't screw up anything, so I'm really thankful.
That's awesome, dude. If COVID goes away, and you ever want to hit up Spain, I'll set up a show for you here. Okay.
Yeah, man, for sure. Like we should meet up in person and
Oh
geek
yeah.
out even more.
Of course. And should we go on to my next pickup?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I haven't seen this film yet.
Mm.
976 Evil.
Wow, I have not heard of this. Is that like an anime?
No, it's just like new
Oh,
artwork.
okay. Right. Okay.
This is from 1988,
Okay.
and you'll never guess who directed this film.
Oh,
Robert.
I mean, it's somebody that we knew, right?
Robert Englund.
Oh, seriously? He did this?
Yeah, this is the only film he's ever directed. So I felt obliged to pick this up without having even watched it.
Haven't seen it. Wow.
Eureka Entertainment put it out. So I'll let you know if it's any good. Are you a fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street series?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, there's so many sequels, right? So 1, 3, and the last one are my favorites. Yeah.
Which is the last one?
The last one is the New Nightmare.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't know if you were referring to the remake. I was gonna be like,
oh, I have not seen the
computer.
remake.
I was gonna.
No. I have not seen the remake, and I don't really have the desire to see it.
Yeah. Oh,
which is your favorite?
Okay, interesting. I'm a huge Nightmare on Elm Street nerd. So my favorite goes Part 4, Dream Master. Just I have a sweet spot for it. That was the
right.
One of the first horror movies I ever watched, if not the first one I ever watched. I was like 4 years old or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that initiated me. So Part 4, and then Freddy's Dead Part 6, because that's
okay.
I went to as you said, like a lot of it is just it has nostalgia factor. I remember my dad telling my sister and I on a Monday, like, Luis, Maria, if you get, like, do your homework and get good grades this week, on Friday I'll take you to watch Freddy's Dead to the movie theater.
Wow,
and this one
nice.
was in 3D and stuff, you know, so that was
okay.
So it's Part 4, Part 6, Part 1, Part 3, Dream Warriors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, there you go. And then the rest are more or less, they're all great, and they're all but those are like my top tier ones.
Right. I did like a marathon watching all the Jason movies and all the Freddy movies, and I came to a conclusion that even the crappy Freddy movies are entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Compared to the Jason ones.
Dude, and something that I feel like doesn't get talked about enough is like, dude, the soundtrack to the Nightmare on Elm Street movies are fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's I'm not of course the score is awesome. Like the Nightmare on Elm Street theme is great.
Yeah.
But like starting from Part 3, it's like glam and hard rock.
Oh yeah, like, fucking Dokken.
Yeah, exactly. Dokken. They would have their own theme. And then Part 4, it's more like hip hop oriented. They had the Fat Boy do the song.
Oh yeah.
And then Part 6 has like it's like very aligned with the times. It has like Goo Goo Dolls and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
Fucking
I think it goes with the times and the era and what's popular at the time.
Exactly. And then Freddy versus Jason had like a new metal on it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it had like El Nino, Spine Shank, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Freddy versus Jason.
Exactly.
And that's like one of the like guilty pleasures, right? Freddy versus Jason.
Dude, I love that film, man. It's like
me too, man.
Yeah. You know, it was cool because it really had the spirit, even though it was like mid 2000s, it had the spirit of both Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Like,
yeah,
they stay true to that, to the spirit of those films.
yeah. I feel that that was a great movie to, like, if you have not seen either movies, right? That's a good one to start, because I started with Freddy versus Jason,
Okay.
and then I moved back and I got
Okay.
interested in like how it started and all
yeah.
that stuff. So yeah, that was my gateway into the series.
That's so cool. That's one of my. I've had a lot of great movie theater experiences, but there's two that come to mind that like stand out. And one of them was watching Freddy versus Jason in New York. I wasn't living there at the time, but I was I was there on vacation because my brother was living there, and I was 17 at the time. And man, like we watched it like opening day, and wow, the crowd was like it could have been like fucking like a rock concert. It was insane, dude. It was it was all black people except me and my brother, and like they were so into it, like talking to the movie, but it made sense with that movie, you know? Like maybe if it was something else, I would have gotten pissed off, like something more serious. But with Freddy versus Jason, the crowd works perfectly with that.
Nice.
That kind of
I guess it felt, yeah, like you said, it feels like you're watching a concert or something.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with my. Sorry, go ahead.
Talking about Jason movies, right? Like, which is your favorite?
My favorite my favorite Friday 13th film is definitely Part 5, New Beginning. Like I feel like Part 4, Part 5, and Part 6 are like a trilogy. It's like the Corey Feldman trilogy.
Right, yeah. Correct, yeah.
It follows the story of, what's the kid's name? Corey Feldman's name in the movie, I don't know, but it's
cannot remember. Yeah,
I don't know, but Part 5, I have a sweet spot for Part 5 because that's the first time I ever saw a naked woman
on a movie.
Yeah, and I feel like the deaths in that movie are the first time. I mean the deaths in that film are great, and it's just ridiculous. Like, do you remember that one scene when the bathroom stall scene where like the guy's taking a shit and his girlfriend's singing to him? And
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I love that scene. Like, it's just over the top. Do you have a favorite Friday the 13th film?
The reason why I ask you is because I want to reveal mine, because it's gonna be really like a ridiculous choice.
Ridiculous choice? I can't wait to hear it.
Jason X.
Oh wow, dude.
That's like the Jason movie that I've seen like more than once. Like the other movies I've seen like once or twice. I probably seen Jason X like 4 times.
Oh wow!
Because it's just so cheesy, so ridiculous, so entertaining. So I can't help but like going back to it.
It has one of the best kills in cinematic.
Oh my god, that dry ice scene, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was really good.
Head smash dry ice scene. Yeah. I also watched that one in the movie theater. What was your
nice.
What was your experience watching this for the first time?
Like horror movies for the first time in the
No. Jason X. When was the first time you watched Jason X?
Oh, I have not. I saw it on DVD.
Okay.
Yeah, but like for the longest time, I kind of kept that secret to myself that Jason X is my favorite until one day Killjoy mentioned that he loves Jason X. I'm like, okay, I'm not alone.
If Killjoy loves it, I must say, like it's like I feel like this happens a lot. Like when I watched it in the movie theater, I enjoyed it, but I was a bit like bummed out with the whole like the like new mask and stuff like that. I was like, really? Come on, he looks like a superhero. But with time, it's kind of like aged well. Like I can look at it with like a nostalgic perspective now, so I like it more. But like Yeah, it's great. It had the spirit as well. And like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like all of these villains, like all of these like classic horror villains,
Mhm.
at some point they need to go to space, you know, like
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Machete Goes to Space. I don't know if that's gonna be
ex-
made.
yeah, because they did a trailer for it, didn't they?
Yeah, right. So I'm wondering like what's the progress in the production?
Or exactly, and there's a leprechaun in space.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, there's leprechaun in
Wow.
space, and there's a couple of others that are in space, but like Critters 4 is in space.
Oh, I've not seen number 4.
Yeah, there needs to be a fucking Freddy in
Hmm.
space, man.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
name for a band, Freddy in space. Yeah.
Right in
Yeah.
space.
Okay, let's
Nice.
go. Let's go with my next pick. Okay.
Sure.
I mean, another recent movie I picked up. Here's Daniel Isn't Real. Have you heard about this?
Wow. No, I've not seen that.
Okay, this is a more recent film. This is 2 years ago or something.
Okay.
And this is one of the better horror movies I've seen in the past 5 years.
Mm.
I recommend you watch. I think you're gonna like this. You're gonna. This goes
Daniel is
aligned
real.
with your taste. A bit of trivia is one of the main characters in this is Arnold Schwarzenegger's son.
Oh, Patrick. Was it Patrick Schwarzenegger?
I
think.
feel that's his name. Yeah, exactly. Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Patrick. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know he's acting as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you know who he was?
I think I saw it. I saw him commenting on Arnold's Instagram. It's like, oh,
Okay.
that's your son. Okay, you look like him. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
I think we've made it pretty clear we're into horror and sci-fi. But
Yeah.
I know once in a while you like to dabble in romantic movies.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one of my favorite romantic movies ever. This is Punch Drunk Love.
Oh, Adam Sandler. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a movie I felt that when I watched it, right, I was too young to understand what's going on.
Exactly.
So I have to watch it again. I was a bit confused because I was so used to his Happy Gilmore and all that funny stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I put this on, I didn't really understood, but I think I should rewatch
Dude,
it.
Yeah, I have a very similar experience. I love the Adam Sandler from the 90s. Just Happy Gilmore,
Right.
Billy Madison, Wedding Singer,
Yep.
all of that crazy shit. But when this came out, I must have been, I don't know, 16, 17, 18 or something like that.
Okay.
And I knew I was getting to something different. I knew it was because it didn't look like a comedy. And I didn't understand it at the time. And I picked this up. Actually, this was a gift from my girlfriend too.
Okay.
Because let me get into the whole gift. Remind me to tell you about this. The whole gift.
All right.
Okay. I picked this up, and it's not as. I had a feeling that like it was a really weird film and hard to understand. But I watched this just 4 days ago, and it's not at all. I think if you watch it with the perspective now, it makes total sense. Like there's there's no. I mean, it is a bit artsy, but it's
okay.
It's so cool, man. Like this is something you should definitely watch. Especially if you can watch it with your wife, that's even better.
It's definitely a title that I kind of reminded myself to watch it again. But so many years went by and I didn't go back to it because there's still a lot of other shit I have to watch. So thanks for the reminder.
Oh, for sure. This is Paul Thomas Anderson, who also did Boogie Nights and Magnolia and all that good stuff. Do you have a favorite romantic movie? Something that comes to mind?
Wow. Favorite romantic movie? I like Notebook though.
Oh, The Notebook.
Okay. Notebook.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's a favorite, but I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Okay.
I like Ryan Gosling.
I fucking love Ryan Gosling. But that The Notebook is not in my top romantic movies
Mm,
or top Ryan Gosling movies. Have you seen
okay.
A
How?
Place Beyond the Pines?
Yes.
Yeah. See that I would
Yes. That
consider
was
that a
yeah.
better romantic movie.
That was really like in the feels, man. Like wow, like
Oh
that was
yeah,
a deep movie. That was a really like that was a not an easy movie to watch, but
for
it was
sure.
amazing.
Especially if anyone
Yeah.
who has like a close relationship with their dad, or
Mm,
not,
yeah.
for sure in the feels and like, yeah,
Yeah.
excellent movie, excellent movie.
Yeah, he was really great, and he can definitely like pull off that bad boy look and
Oh
all the
yeah,
prison
like
prison tattoos
oh
and the
yeah,
Metallica shirt.
yeah,
Yeah.
total man crush in that movie, dude. I
So
was like,
yes,
yeah,
I'm trying not to use the word, but you said it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, total man crush. Kind of like Kurt Russell, in the 80s. So total
Yeah.
man crush as well, dude. Yeah, especially like, dude, funny story about that movie. This is like,
Yeah.
I, I can't believe, like, this is maybe a story I would share with my friends if I'm drunk, but I'm gonna share it with you. Uh,
Sure. Okay.
Ryan Gosling, yeah, exactly. He has that whole like vibe where he's like, motorcycle, Metallica
Mm.
shirt, tough guy, bad boy, and like,
Yeah.
he's if you look closely at the beginning of the movie, he's wearing like a Metallica shirt inside out.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
noticed
so
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
That actually makes me like this guy doesn't give a fuck, and it kind of
Yeah,
adds
yeah,
like
yeah.
point
I
for
was like,
me.
wow. Like, but subconsciously, I
Yeah.
started doing that. So
Nice.
yeah, my girlfriend was like, "What are you trying to be, Ryan Gosling?" I was like, that was really embarrassing. Yeah,
You should do it
I
again.
yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it right now. No, see if I can.
But
Yeah, good luck
yeah.
to anyone trying to pull off like 5% of uh
Yeah,
the
man. That guy
studness of Ryan Gosling.
is just so cool. I mean, I'm sure you've seen Drive, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. I
excellent.
mean,
That's
the music that I'm playing, right? Like a lot of other musicians are like very influenced by Drive
for sure.
soundtrack. So
Rightfully
yeah,
so.
that's how, yeah. So like yeah, Drive was so nice, so well
Drive
done.
Drive is like, I can't highlight what like a perfect movie that is. Like the more I
Mm,
watch it, I don't know how many times you've watched it. I've seen it maybe, I don't know,
mm,
4 or 5 times.
mm-hmm.
I have it on Blu-ray. It gets better every time, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that a lot about a lot of movies. Like, I pick
Mm,
up more and more things. I can't say one bad thing about that movie. Everything is
mm,
perfectly crafted from, as you
right.
said, from the soundtrack, which I think
Mm,
the soundtrack to Drive kicked off the whole like 80s synth revival, or at least it was a
yeah.
big factor in it.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and just even the acting, the characters,
Mm,
the cinematography, the
yeah.
storyline, the kills, the romantic aspect.
Mm,
It's all I just
yeah.
love everything. I love the what's her name? I forgot her name, but I love
Carrie Mulligan, was it? The
exactly.
actress? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that they picked out like,
Like a
just
girl
like
next door kind of look, right?
exactly that they
Yeah, that's
picked
what.
out a girl
Yeah.
like that, like
Hmm.
see, I feel like we could Drive could have its own podcast. We could just talk about Drive.
You can kind of man crush and fanboy over Ryan Gosling for the next 2 hours.
Exactly. That's good to know you're a huge Ryan Gosling fan. He has like there's a couple of other titles. I'm trying to think. Any other Ryan Gosling movie come to mind?
Oh, Blade Runner, the second
I
Blade Runner.
haven't seen it.
Oh, you should watch it. Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
went. I watched it in the theater like 2 times because of how well it was made, the cinematography, the visuals. Yeah, it was
Excellent.
great.
Okay.
When they announced it, I was kind of nervous. Like, oh, Blade Runner, man, can you actually like not screw up?
Yeah.
Then, yeah, it did really well. I love it. So good.
That's great. You know, I haven't heard, because Blade Runner is such an important film, like, and the fan base is so like strong that I haven't heard a single person say something bad about it. So that's props to that.
Yeah.
Dude, so before we leave, I like to end all of my conversations, all of these chats with movie recommendations. Even though we've been talking about movies, is there anything that comes to mind? Anything you want to plug? Any movie that you've seen in the past maybe year that blew your mind? It doesn't have to be a recent movie.
Okay, I think you know what. Just watch Tetsuo the Iron Man.
I'm so sorry. This is homework you gave me like a year ago. It's ridiculous that I have.
You know why? Because like it's such an important movie for me. Like for what I'm doing right now. Like I went to like read up on like the director and how he did everything himself, like and all that stuff. He even acted in the movie. It's so DIY and so punk rock in that sense. Like, it kind of inspires me and motivates me in my own craft. So yeah, it's a really important movie for me. So that's why I'm so obsessed with it.
Excellent. There's 2 parts to it, correct?
Actually, there's 3, but just watch the first one and see how you feel. And if you feel like watching the second one, yeah, you can go ahead.
I might. Okay, here's where we. I actually recall you actually sent me the movie, didn't you?
I did. I did.
My bad, dude. My bad. My bad.
Don't worry about it. There's too many things to watch.
I know. Okay. Awesome. So you heard it here, Tetsuo. Any last words before we get out? Anything you wanna plug or you? Oh, dude. So what's Tell me about the future of Microchip Terror. What's in the works? What can we expect in 2021?
Yeah. I've been working on my next album for like 3 years, almost 3 years now. It's like it's been a long. I took many breaks, which is why there's such a huge delay. But I would say that things are 90% done, and that 10% could take ages. I don't know when would I finish like the final touches and all that self-doubt and all that stuff. So when I get over all that, I hopefully in middle of next year or end of next year, who knows.
So you're just polishing it right now. You have the whole structure, you have all the songs.
I have one more song to write, plus polishing to do, and some vocals to record. So I have some vocals on this album.
Oh, really? You're doing the vocals?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some vocals.
Excellent. Are there any? Is it 100% you? This.
Yeah. I think. There's a remix.
Okay.
So apart from that, I think it will be all me.
Excellent, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's great to hear. Please make it a point for it to be released this year, 2021.
2021, yeah.
I think the world needs it. That was Microchip Terror with Illegal Experiments off of the full-length Illegal Experiments from 2018. JY has a bunch of other releases, but this is his first and only full-length. So I wanted to get a song off of that record, and this is probably my favorite song off the record. So there you go, Illegal Experiments. So if you, please rate, subscribe, like, whatever. Tell your mom about this podcast. Tell your mom's dog about this podcast. Tell your dog's mom about this podcast. This is the last episode of 2020. We'll be back. I'll be back. Well, Bingo and I will be back in 2021 with we have 2 episodes on the way. We have one with the Portuguese band Bass Rotten. I have 2 guests on that episode, so that's cool. And we have another episode with Michel, my friend from France, who plays the guitar in Shun and Ghetto, the power violence master of France. So, without further ado, this is the end of the episode. Boop, boop, peace out, bye-bye.